Hi, this is Dana, and in this video, I would like to talk about children from a few perspectives. I would like to shed light from a higher perspective of over what it means to have children in the context of our existence, which is now essentially going through ascension, hence is merging together experience in 3D and 5D, right? And I would like to look together to what clearly you leave to your children. What's the inheritance that you leave to your children? And this is, I think, a topic of great interest, particularly for those who are looking to go into union. So if you're looking to make decisions or about being in a couple, either that you are already in a couple or that you're planning to get together with someone in a couple, that presumably will lead sooner or later at having children. And from this perspective, I would like to look at what's the inheritance that you leave. And at the end, I will hope that we will look back through the lenses of the children, how they will see what choices you made. So you leave to your children your gifts. Your gifts are passed on to your children. Um, Now, with the gifts, as I've been saying in many videos, there are a number of spiritual attacks that come. Those are password encoded. Their specific, it depends very much on the gifts that you're passing on. But each gift has specific type of attacks from darkness, from outer cosmos forces. Sorry for that. That is directed at those who are carrying those gifts. Okay, so keep in mind that on the bright side, you're giving them spiritual gifts, which comes with a ranking, with divine rights, and on the other side is that you are subjecting that child to go through a specific spiritual path with a specific type of attacks. So you bear the responsibility to prepare that child to be able to carry on those fights. Okay. Next, what you leave to them are the karmic cycles. The karmic cycles which you haven't healed, the karmic cycle that you didn't break. And here it goes both the bondages created on you or your spouse, and that comes with entire spirit family, blood family, and soul family on each side of from your side and from your spouse's side, right? And also it goes, so this is the bondage that comes from all three types of families, from each of you. And also it comes with the karma. It might be positive karma, it might be negative karma, depending on whatever you did in your life, right? So they will have to go, please remember the video I made on the spirit family, and they will have to go through another number of spiritual fights to break the bondages which you didn't break, to break the karmic cycles which you didn't break, and to pay the negative karma that from your entire soul family, blood family, and spirit family, and from your spouses side, right? So they have to go through that as well. What else you give as inheritance to your children? If you haven't done the work and you come together in a couple too early, you will give them as inheritance darkness claims on them, the ones that you didn't break. So remember the previous video where I spoke about outer cosmos forces claiming those who are in cross race breeding. So if you're from God's lineage and you choose to be in a couple of cross race, namely with somebody from a different um, outer cosmos forces, then those forces claim you. Okay, so if they claim you, they claim your children too. So they claim your entire lineage, your entire family, and particularly they have an interest in claiming your children because through your children they get a grip on succession in your lineage. Your child has the rights of succession in your lineage. So claiming your child is of particular interest to outer cosmos forces which already issued claims at you. Okay, why? Because this is a weapon being used in the war for dominance and supremacy between different outer cosmos races over supremacy on Earth. Okay, so you also leave them as inheritance darkness claims on them. Um, Now, when you come together as a couple, you have to keep in mind that everything you didn't break and you inherited from your own lineage or from your poor choices in choosing partners. So, all the bondages, all the karma, the spirit family, the blood family, and the soul family, um, everything is passed on to your children. This plus everything that you have done wrong, because if you haven't done the work, you must understand that you're going to make poor choices. If you don't break the bondages, you're going to be claimed. And here, keep in mind that I didn't even approach yet the topic of what happens if you fall, if you become a fallen angel and you start doing occult practices, you start being part of secret societies, worshipping forces from outer cosmos or from underworld or darkness or whatever other uh, dark practices, dark magic, necromancy, sorcery, and so on they do. Of course, you will leave as inheritance to your children all of that as well if you do that. And it is, if you don't break the bondages and you don't heal, it is likely that you will get into those practices simply because you are claimed by darkness. And if you don't fight it, then you will join it. Those are the only two options. Yeah. So keep in mind that you're passing on to your children this inheritance as well. Now, from my perspective, I would like to point out at this point in time that a karmic cycle uh, lasts for 7 years, more or less. It could be more than 7, but many times um, bondages repeat themselves, and karmic cycles are being repeated if you make wrong choices. You know, uh, I've been talking a lot in many videos about how the fallen ones are trying to transfer karma onto others so that they don't have to pay for what they've done. And clearly, being in a couple, it doesn't necessarily has to be a married couple. It can be just committed or not even committed. Nowadays it's practiced, all these different types of relations, all of them lead to the same thing, or the open relations and all of that, they lead to the same thing. You cross paths in intimate ways with another, then you already are taking on their energy, their attachments, and so on. You're taking on their karma. So, especially if they are knowledgeable in claiming transfer of karma over you. So, your choices will lead to multiplying karmic cycles. unless you break all of that. I just felt like this is important. God actually guided me to talk about this because of a statement which I made in the previous video. And God said, now, if you already said that you're happy you didn't have children, and then you should explain it why. Because maybe people should understand your logic, and they would become more responsible towards their own children. And indeed, I am happy I didn't make children, although I dearly wanted children all my life. But I wanted my children to have the proper conditions when they come into this world. I wanted them to feel loved. I wanted them to feel cherished and so on, and to have a um, very good inheritance from me in many ways, not just material, right? Um, Including a family which has time and devotes time to the child and so on. So God wanted me to talk about this, to point out to others they are seeking your children, especially those from other races, from outer cosmos forces, which are not from your lineage, which are at war with your lineage, because this is a way in which they can take power over your lineage through a succession line, by claiming rights within your lineage through your children, rights of succession. This is a topic which has been steering a lot of fighting, even within the same lineage. Um, so you have the very well-known example of Lucifer, who thought that he can be God. That is an example of war within the same lineage over the succession. But it's much broader than this. This is what I was guided to actually talk about in this video, namely to explain my logic. I know from experience that many individuals who have approached me at different times in my life were not interested in a committed relation, but all of them were very keen on having a child with me. And I was like, I'm not going to have a child with somebody with whom I'm not in a marriage, in a relationship. My child would not come on this earth confused of what's going on around him. He's going to have stability. He's going to have a proper environment to create a solid foundation in life. But I was also always puzzled by this. I was like, why would individuals want to have children randomly with different women? Later on in my conscious spiritual fighting, I understood why. And I'm happy I didn't accept. And I even had actually a priest who didn't know me. He met me at a reception, actually, at a formal reception. And he actually told me this, that you have to have children because you have gifts. You have to transfer those. And also some bioenergeticians who told me this. Two of them I consulted on a totally different topic. I didn't even approach the topic of children. They were approaching this topic with me, which also seemed awkward to me, because I was like, okay, this is not what I asked you. And I don't understand why you're bringing this up. And all of them were actually pointing out that I must have children because I have gifts which I must transfer to my children. Later on, God showed me about this war over succession line, and how forces from outer cosmos are interested to take power over our lineage, and how making claims over the children, and especially through crossbreeding, would give them rights, would give their I don't know if I should call it lineage. I don't know what they are. Would give their race rights over our lineage, basically, through your children. So God showed me he was very interested, but he's not him. And God showed me the forces working through him. I said, they are interested. They are controlling this individual and they are interested in your child and they want to have a child with you because they are from a different race. They want to do a crossbreeding so they can claim rights over our lineage. Okay, so now that I put all this information out there, I wanted to make sure that I give the explanation of my previous statement, but also this way to bring to your attention huge responsibility that you have to your children. If you do want children, you must put this fight, you must carry on this fight and clean up your bondages, your karma, and all of these darkness claims, and all of this mess. You must bear the responsibility of choosing um, the proper partner with whom you have children, because as I said in the previous video, if you do a cross breeding with a different race, a different force from outer cosmos, the entire war between darkness and light um, takes place within your child. So I'm pretty sure that there is no human, no matter how much of a fallen angel it is, that would like to give that to their child. I hope, at least, um, such an individual doesn't exist. In any case, I was guided to give this information. I am doing it, and I'm hoping it's gonna shed some light from a different perspective over the choices you're making in coming together in a couple, and maybe will help some people to pause and think twice before making those choices, and maybe just make sure that you did do your work and you indeed are in a proper place, in a proper time, and in a proper position in your evolution, and that is your proper partner in order to procreate. Um, I guess this is all I had to say. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, so we'll make sure that the information, the knowledge I'm putting out there will reach as many people, which I hope will find help in my video. And if you feel inclined to support my work, you will find in the description box below the information about my PayPal account and about a wish list on Amazon. Thank you.